welcome or welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Katharine, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my Christmas TBR or to be read list. I've compiled a list of books that I'm interested in reading this Christmas season in December. By no means do I believe that I'll make it to all of these books, no, but it's just a list of options that I'm possibly interested in reading during the Christmas season. If I don't get to them this year, hopefully in years to come. Let's start out with a bang. I really want to do an Advent devotional. So if you don't know what Advent is, it's basically the time leading up to Christmas. So I have an Advent that I bought by John Piper called Good News of Great Joy. So it starts on the 1st of December and it has one devotional per day up until December 25th, Christmas Day. So there's 25 devotionals in this specific Advent devotional. So I'm really excited to get to this. Like I mentioned before, it's going to be my first Advent devotional that I've ever done, so really excited to get to that. The next book that I want to mention is The Shoebox by Francine Rivers. Of course, she made it onto the list. She's one of my favorite authors of all time. She's a Christian fiction author, and The Shoebox by her is about a foster child who carries around a shoebox, and he refuses to tell anyone what's in the box until he participates in a nativity pageant and his heart opens up to tell others what's inside the shoebox. Another one is The Christmas Ring by Karen Kingsbury. If I'm not mistaken, that just came out this year in 2025, and it's about a long lost heirloom ring where this military widow, Vanessa Mayfield, meets a handsome antique dealer, Ben Miller, to, I guess, figure more about this ring, and there's a romance that ensues after that. Along the same lines, I have another Karen Kingsbury book. It's called A Baxter Family Christmas by her, and I don't know too much about this other than it being about the Baxter family. The Baxter family, if you didn't know, is like a huge, plot of characters that's a part of like a family, the Baxter family, as you can assume, that Karen Kingsbury has created in her books. And there's multiple books and series about this specific Baxter family within Karen Kingsbury's books. And I just recently finished the Redemption series by Karen Kingsbury, which is like the first book series that a lot of people recommend you read of hers, and that's about the Baxter family. So I'm hoping that I can get to A Baxter Family Christmas by her this Christmas season. The next book, or a series of books that I want to get to, are also by Karen Kingsbury, and it's called the Red Gloves Collection, and it makes up a total of 4 like little short stories or novellas. I don't know which it's considered, but the first one in this collection is called Gideon's Gift. It's about this guy named Big Earl who meets Gideon, a 7-year-old leukemia patient who believes with all her heart that Christmas means never having to ask God how much he loves us. The second story in this collection is called Maggie's Miracle. It follows a high-powered attorney who reconnects with a man from his her past, actually, not him, her past, leading her to discover that the miracles she has prayed for as a girl might be within her reach. The third story within this collection is called Sarah's Song. It says a friendship starts between Sarah, a nursing home resident, and one of the nurses, Sarah. Wait one second. What am I even saying? So, there's a nursing home resident named Sarah, okay? And Sarah hangs up handmade paper ornaments, and one on each day, 12 days leading up to Christmas, and somehow with her hanging up those handmade ornaments, she connects with one of the nurses and they form a friendship I'm assuming. And then the fourth story in this collection is called Hannah's Hope, and it follows a lonely 15-year-old girl named Hannah Roberts who feels neglected by her politician parents when she finds out that her father isn't really her father, but an Air Force pilot. So she goes on a quest to find him before Christmas. And then the next book that I'm looking forward to reading, hopefully, is The Nutcracker by E.T.A. Hoffman. This is a classic. If you don't know what The Nutcracker is about, let me read the synopsis for you. It's also adapted into a ballet performance, but it's about a young girl named Marie who receives a Nutcracker doll that comes to life to battle a Mouse King. After the Nutcracker defeats the Mouse King, he takes Marie to a magical land of dolls. And then, of course, another Christmas classic, I believe, is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, and it follows four sisters, the Marsh sisters, Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy, and they navigate adolescence and early womanhood during and after the American Civil War. And this goes through many seasons, but for me, like personally, I always correlate it with Christmas because there are some Christmas scenes within the book from what I've heard. So definitely looking forward to reading Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott. And then I also have Letters from Father Christmas by J.R.R. Tolkien. I am looking forward to reading this because I feel like this is super personal to him as an author. And I always love stories like that because, first of all, this is supposed to be a collection of letters that he wrote and illustrated between 1920 and 1943 for his children. And it's as if he's writing as Father Christmas. So it's J.R.R. Tolkien writing as Father Christmas in letter form to his children. And I think that's just so magical. It's definitely within the Christmas spirit. I also have Comfort and Joy by Kristen Hanna, and I'm really looking forward to getting to this because I'm discovering that she may be one of my favorite authors. And this is a contemporary and magical realism story about a woman named Joy who, after a painful divorce and betrayal by her sister, impulsively flies to the Pacific Northwest. I don't know why that was so hard for me to read. But she impulsively flies to the Pacific Northwest, and her plane crashes, and she finds herself in a remote cabin with a grieving widower, Daniel, and his son, Bobby. So that sounds interesting. And then the next book I have on this list is The Mistletoe Countess by Pepper Basham. It's a historical Christian romance novel by Pepper Basham, obviously, and it's set in 1913. The story follows Gracelyn Ferguson, an American who unexpectedly takes her sister's place in an arranged marriage to the Earl of Atsley, Frederick Percy. As they navigate their marriage and a murder mystery surrounding the Earl's past, they have to work together to solve the case before it destroys their future. Ooh, so it sounds like a Christmas mystery type novel, so that should be a cool story to read. The next book I have here is Christmas at Carnton by Tamara Alexander, and it's about a recently widowed Aletta Prescott who struggles to hold her life together for herself and her 6-year-old son. With a bank threatening to evict, she discovers an advertisement for the Women's Relief Society auction and applies for a position, only to discover that it's been filled already. Then a chance meeting with a wounded soldier offers her another opportunity and also a friendship. And then it says, but can Aletta trust this man? Ooh, sounds like intriguing. There might be some mystery elements to this, who knows? And then the last book that I have on this list is A Merry Christmas and Other Christmas Stories by Louisa May Alcott. And this, of course, is another book that I have mentioned previously from another author that I had on this list. It's basically just a collection of holiday tales about generosity, charity, and the spirit of Christmas in 19th century America. And this sounds just like another very fun, interesting read, especially since I also want to read The Little Woman by her as well. But yeah, those are just a list of Christmas books that I am looking forward to getting to this season. Like I mentioned before, like by no means do I expect to read all of these books in this specific Christmas season. Maybe if I don't finish some of these books this season, I could always look forward to the books in future seasons. So let me know what you're planning on reading during the Christmas season, and I'll let you know how I think of these Christmas books at the end of this month during my December reading wrap up. But yes, so excited that the Christmas season is finally upon us. It is such a magical time of the year, and remember, Jesus is the reason for the season. He was born, and it's just an amazing time to be grateful for him being on earth to die for us and our sins. So remember that. Although Christmas is a magical time of the year with presents and, you know, Christmas lights and Christmas cookies and all that, it is all about Jesus at the end of the day. So I'll see you in my next video. Do all the YouTube things that you know how to do. Like, comment, and subscribe, and Merry Christmas! Bye!